Good morning everyone, and welcome to this webinar on replacing the printhead in the Mimaki GF 1610 or 1615. That's what we're going to do today, but before we go into the demo on how we actually do it, I would like to talk to you about the printhead that is used in the Mimaki GF series. And the printhead that is used is the Toshiba CA4, which is a very well-known printhead. It's used in other printers as well, like for instance the OSE Arizona or the Fujifilm Agere use it as well. And what Mimaki does with the CA4 is they take a standard CA4 and replace some mechanical parts. So technology-wise, the Mimaki printhead and the standard CA4 are exactly the same. And it's quite easy to take a CA4 and turn it into a Mimaki head. Now the advantage is very clear on that. You get the same printhead for half the price. And that's why this webinar is so important, because we're going to show you that it is easy and simple to adapt the printhead to fit into the Mimaki GF series printer, and it is also easy to replace that printhead. There's not a lot of things involved. It's pretty straightforward to do. At the end of the demo, which will take around 15 minutes, I will open the chat window and you can have all your questions answered after the demo. The demo or the video was shot last week. We did the replacement of the Mimaki GF printhead in Italy, and I'd like to show that to you now. So I'm gonna just switch this one off and switch to the other one. And there we go. We're going to start with performing the maintenance station carriage out routine and then power off the printhead. We power it up with a power button on the panel, then we switch it off on the back as well and disconnect the power cable. Then we're going to push the power button on the panel a couple of times to get rid of static electricity. Now we're here, we might as well inspect the carrying station as well, see if the rudders are still in good condition, and if necessary, clean them. And we also take a look at the suck nozzle, which cleans the printhead, acts like a wiper. So we're going to move the carriage all the way to the left, because it's much easier to work on it on the left side of the printer. So now we're going to take the carriage cover off, 6 screws holding it down, 2 in the front, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Once all screws are removed, we're going to take it off. It clicks on to the carriage, so you just need to click it off, and that might be a little tight. So take patience there. So once the carriage cover is removed, we're going to take out this height detection unit. This unit makes sure that the height of the carriage is set correctly when you print on thicker material, for instance. And we're also going to take off that bar in front of the print heads. So 4 screws to loosen there. And once they are loosened, you can take off the entire bar. And so now we have access to the print heads. Next up, clamping the hot water tubes. Now normally you would close the hot water circuit, drain it and close it, but that takes up a lot of time to do that, and it also takes up a lot of time to refill it. So what we do here is use 2 clamps, clamp both hot water tubes from the print head that we need to remove, and then just release the clamps that sit on the hot water tube, take them off and put them on the side. So we're going to loosen the so-called FG strap on the front of the print head. It's also connected on the back of the print head. And now we're going to take apart the damper assembly. It's a valve damper that is used in the Mimaki GF series. And there's an assembly sitting around the damper that actually holds the damper down to the printhead. So we need to take that entire assembly apart. Okay? And it actually consists of three parts. There's two sitting around the damper, and then there's a guard that holds down the flat cable. Standard Phillips screws are used on this, except the one in the back, which needs to be loosened with an Allen key. So we're going to start taking that damper assembly apart. We're going to take off the left side, and then we're going to loosen this Allen key so we can take off the guard that holds down the flat cable and the right side of the damper assembly. So now we take out the guard and the entire FG strap that was connected to the guard, and we can now easily take off the left side of the damper assembly and finally remove the valve damper itself. Starting to get in contact with ink part, so we put on our gloves. We're going to wrap that damper into a paper towel or some wipes, because some ink will drip from the damper. So once it's around it, we disconnect the damper and we take it out. And we can unscrew it completely from the printer, but we're just going to put some paper towel around that damper, and then with its head up so that it doesn't leak, we're going to put it to the side and continue working on the removal of our print head. So it's time to take out the print head. 2 Allen screws with an Allen key, a long Allen key, one in the front, one in the back. The one in the back, we're just not going to fish for it, we're just going to take out the head with the screw still in there, so that avoids the screw falling down and we need to look for it. And here is our print head assembly, a Toshiba C84 with the Mimaki parts around and on top of it. Well, I spoke about the spring, so let's see where it sits in the carriage. There's a little space for it, you can see it there, sitting in its place. And that's a spring that you don't want to lose, because that's a spring that will help you to do the alignment of the print head. So keep good track of this spring. So time to take the head apart. This is the head holder. 3 screws need to be unscrewed, and then we take it off. There it comes off. And this is the head base A and G, which we also took off. We're now going to take off the cover of the Mimaki printhead. 2 simple screws holding the cover to the printhead. So take them out and then remove the cover. So we'll take out the plastic separator T2. We need that for our new head. And then we're going to remove the U-shaped bracket. It's held down with 2 simple screws again. Just unscrew that and get the bracket out. So first we're going to disconnect the ink inlet, just slightly clamp to the left. That'll make it easier to get the bracket out. There's the U-shaped bracket. So now we're going to take off the ink inlet. We're going to remove the clamp with a set of pliers and then wiggle off the ink inlet. Just wiggle it off, and there it is. So now it's time to prepare the new print head. We're going to push some air through the print head in order to get some transportation liquid out of it. Don't use any cleaning liquid here, just push through some air with a syringe. And once that is done, we're going to take off the cover of this CA4W, because the Mimaki uses a slightly different cover. So we take off the cover, and then next we're going to take off the ink inlet, because this ink inlet has both an ink inlet and a vacuum inlet. So we're just gonna wiggle it off and take out the little part on the right. It's just a short part that's going to be replaced by the U-shaped adapter, which now sits in front of the print head. So that goes in. Make sure that the high end that you see on the right touches the back of the print head. And when this is the case, just pop it in and secure it with the 2 screws. So one screw on the right side of the U-shaped adapter. These need to be attached quite firmly, because the U-shaped adapter is quite important that it stays in the right position. The second screw goes on the left side of the U-shaped adapter. So we're going to put in the ink inlet from the old head. So clamp goes over the tube goes onto the connector. We need to wiggle it a bit to get it on there. And once it sits nicely onto the connector, we're gonna slide the clamp over that connector and secure the ink inlet. So time to put back the T2 separator, a little plastic film. It only fits in one way, so you can't really do anything wrong. Just put it between the ink inlet connector and tubing and the nozzle face, or on top of the nozzle face actually. And once it sits in there, we are ready to close up the print head. So we're going to attach the cover and screw that on there. So our print head is complete again. Time to put on the head holder and the head base A and G and make it an assembly again. So the head holder goes on the back of the print head, and between the ink inlet and the print head itself, we're going to secure that with the 3 screws onto the head base A and G. So our print head is now ready to be installed in the carriage. Make sure you install it in the right direction. There's some tabs that fit in holes inside the carriage. And also remember that the screw needs to be underneath the head in the space provided for it. And if the head is installed correctly, you can just push it to the back and it will just jump back thanks to the screw that sits underneath it. If that is the case, insert the 2 screws with the Allen key, one in front and one in the back. There's the one in the back, roughly in the middle of the image now. So one screw goes in there as well and needs to be secured with the Allen key. So don't tighten the screws all the way yet. We need to have some movement in the head that allows us to do the alignment later on. Time to connect the flat cable to the head again here. And once that is done, we're going to reconnect the hot water tubes onto the print head. Just push them onto the provided connectors. Next up is the valve damper. I'm going to put that straight onto the head, and then that valve damper is actually secured by the valve damper assembly, which we took off earlier. So we need to install those parts again. We start with a guard that holds down the flat cable, and then we're going to add both parts of the valve damper assembly and the FG strap. So both parts are on there. Just need to put the left side on there. It needs to go under the right side, and it's going under. Yep. And then we're going to secure it with the 3 Phillips screws and the Allen key so that it is completely assembled again. There's 2 little jigs that need to be installed onto the print head that will allow you to do the alignment. Just screw them on the print head. There's some holes provided for that. And we also need to put back the height detecting unit. That's going to need some recalibration once everything is installed again. So keep that in mind. So our carriage is assembled again. We're not going to install that bar and the cover. We're just going to do some tests now, some alignment. But you have a nice overview of how the new head looks inside the printer. We switched on the printer in maintenance mode by holding down the function and remote buttons while we turned it on. And we selected the relevant head, put the voltages in there in the drive waveform, and now we're back to a normal startup, and we're going to initialize it, the printer, and do a fill up. So the carriage is now traveling back to the right. It's going to look for its origin, so it knows where its start point is. So it goes all the way to the right, comes back a bit to the left, and then slowly starts looking for that origin. Now, once the origin is found, and that's about, yeah, we're going to go to maintenance and do the fill up of ink. We're only going to do it, of course, on the head that we just replaced. In our case, that's the magenta head. So any other head we will deactivate for the fill up process and just leave it running on the magenta. And once the fill up process is completely done, we're going to print a nozzle check and see how the new head looks. So let's select nozzle check, enter, and the printer will print a nozzle check, and we can check the quality of the new head, the new magenta head. And there it is. No missing nozzles. Looks absolutely great. Alright. Good. So you saw how we adapted the Mimaki printhead, and this is actually a drawing on screen now of the Mimaki GF assembly. So all the parts involved there. What we took from the Mimaki printhead are the parts in color except yellow. I'm going to talk about the yellow part a bit later. So there's the cover, which is just the cover. The separator T2 and the U-shaped bracket, which are in orange and blue, and the ink inlet connector. So 3, 4 if you count the T2 separator as well. So 4 mechanical parts that make any standard CA4 into a Mimaki GF printhead. You know the price of a Mimaki GF printhead, which is roughly around €3,300. And a CA4 will cost you around €1,100. So that's a big saving. This printer uses 8 of these heads. We can do the math. The 2 parts in yellow, the hot water connectors, the thing with those is that the tubes that provide the hot water to the printheads, because hot water is used to set the temperature of the printheads, by the way, those tubes start to deform after a certain amount of time, usually around 5 to 6 months, and need to be replaced. If they are not replaced in time, they will start leaking hot water into your carriage. And that is something that is not documented by Mimaki, but I just wanted to draw your attention to that as well. If you have a GF, check those tubes from time to time, see if they are still fitting nicely onto the hot water connectors of the printhead. Alright, so we'll switch back over here. Right. So I'm going to open up the chat though to see if there are any questions. Just a second. Do a little test. Right. Also the 2 jig tools with micrometers that are used to do the alignment of the printhead are online. You can find them on our website. And the procedure to do the alignment, the documentation for that is available as well. So if you get the GF1610 or 1613 printhead from DIGIPRINT Supplies, you actually can have all the tools you need if you don't have them already, and you can have all the help you need in form of installation videos and documents. Right, I'm open to questions. See a couple of questions coming in. Thank you, Ignacio. Yes, Glenn. Like all videos or webinars that we did, it will be available on our support website. This particular one, will be available in the webinar section, where you can watch the entire webinar. So the introduction, the video, the question and answers, and the tips. But it will also be available in a much longer version as a separate video that you can download and use on your iPad next to your printer or whatever you want to watch it on. So yes. Any other questions, please? Thank you very much, Sarif. It's always nice to hear. My Spanish isn't that good, but I understand good work. Thank you. So you will get, everyone that joined the webinar today will get a follow-up email on this webinar with some special offers and promotions. That's what we usually do. You will also get in that email, of course, the links so you can watch the webinar again, like Glenn asked. So you get a lot of information, but you also get a lot of extras from us. Also, on a side note, if anyone has any suggestions for future webinars, don't hesitate. Just send us an email to webinar@digiprint-supplies.com and we'll take it into account, see what we can do for you guys. Any other questions, please? Okay. If there are no further questions, I would like to thank you for joining us today. I'm also going to make sure that the email that you get has all the links and information that you need. If you have any extra questions, please use our excellent support website. Just go to our regular website, digiprint-supplies.com, log in like you would do for any normal purchase or whatever you do, and then click on the big technical support button that takes you straight to our support website, where you can watch webinars again, where you can consult documents, you can see mechanical drawings, of course also from the Mimaki GF, and where you can ask questions to our support team. So thank you very much for joining us today. I hope to see you again in 2 weeks, and have a nice day.